Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we're going to start from lesson number 14. And as usual, we're going to start from the rules of the lesson, Al-Qawaid. This lesson is about different types of maf'ul. We have studied only maf'ul bihi, which is the direct object. So there are some other different types of maf'ul. The first one here is al-maf'ul mahu. Here is an example. Dakhalu bihi alal khalifati wa maw'ida ijtima'il khalifati bin nasi. They entered with him upon the caliph at the time of the gathering of the caliph with the people. Ash-sharh, the explanation. في هذه الجملة ما العلاقة بين موعد اجتماع الخليفة. What is the relationship between the appointed time of the gathering of the caliph والفعل الأساسي في الجملة with the main verb in the sentence. So this dakhalu is the verb. What is the relationship of this verb with the gathering, with the appointed time of the gathering of the caliph with the people? Huma kana man, they both are together, means they both are happened. I mean they are at the same time, they're together. Faqad kana dukhulu ma maw'idi ijtima'il khalifati. So the entry was with this entry was with the gathering, the appointed time of the gathering of the caliph. So this entry was at the time when this was happening, when this ijtima was happening. So the entry was, this is the time the entry was happened. So they both are together. Kaifa arafna haza, how we know this? Arafnahu min harfil wawi allazi yarbitu bainal isnaini. We know it from harful wawi, which is waw here in this sentence, that yarbitu, that makes a connection between these two. So we can say this because of this waw, that they both are together, because waw is connecting these two. Wahal harful wawi fi hazihil jumlati harfu atfin. Is that waw is in this sentence is harfu atfin? La, no. Hiya wawul ma'iyyati. This is not harfu atfin, this is called wawul ma'iyyati. Wahiya allati takunu qabla al-maf'ul mahu. And this comes before maf'ul mahu. Wama wazifatu maw'ida. What is the function of maw'ida? What is this maw'ida? Hiya maf'ul mahu. This is called maf'ul mahu. Nara anna hazihil kalimatil mansuba. We know that this word is mansub. Fahalil maf'ul mahu mansubun daiman. So is maf'ul mahu is mansub always? Naam, yes. So maza nafam minha. So this is the summary of maf'ul mahu. Kalimatun mansubatun tadullu ala shay'in. A mansub or accusative word that indicates something, kana mal fi'l asasi fil jumlati, that was with the main verb in the sentence. So this maf'ul is the word, mansub word, which is mansub and which indicates something that was with the something along with the verb, with the main verb in the sentence. Yakunu qabl maf'ul mahu harful waw. And before the maf'ul mahu there is a harful waw. Ismuha wawul ma'iyyati, and its name is wawul ma'iyyati. Wa hiya mukhtalifatun an wawul atfi, and this is different from wawul atf. So this is the first kind of maf'ul mahu. And then the next one is al maf'ul lahu, which is also called li ajlihi. Now there are a couple more examples here. Wasakatu ka anna ala ra'usihim at-tayr. So they were still silent, as if upon their heads were birds. intazaran lima sayakuluhu al-Khalifa, waiting for what the Caliph will say to him. Amana bil Arabiyi khawfan min sabr al-Khalifati alayhi. He believed the Bedouin out of fear from the patience of the Caliph upon him. So Caliph was showing patience on Bedouin, so he believed, we'll study in the lesson, he believed the Bedouin out of fear from the patience of the Caliph upon him. So explanation, fil masalaini, in these two examples, ma wazifatul kalimataini intazaran wa khawfan. What is the function of these two words, intazaran and khawfan? Hiya kalimatun takulu ijabatan anis sawali limaza. These words, they tell the answers of the question limaza, why. Like for example, falimaza sakatan nasu, why people were still silent, why they were like that. So the answer is intazaran lima sayakuluhu al-Khalifatu. They were waiting to see, like they were waiting that what Caliph will tell him. So they were silent because of the waiting that what the Caliph will say. Walimaza aman al-Qazi bil Arabi, and why the judge he believed the Bedouin. So judge believed the Bedouin khawfan, out of fear, min sabr al-Khalifati, from the patience of the Caliph. So in other words, these words, they are the answers of these questions, that why that was happening. Wama ismu hazihil wazifati, what is the name of this function? Ismuha al-maf'ul lahu or al-maf'ul li ajli. Its name is maf'ul lahu or maf'ul li ajli. Nara anna al-maf'ula lahu fi masalaini masdar. We see that this maf'ul lahu in these two examples is masdar. We see that these two are masdar, khawfan or intazaran. Hal huwa daiman masdarun, is that always masdar? Naam, yes. Hatanil kalimatani fi misalaini mansubatani. These two words in these two examples are mansub. Fahalil maf'ul lahu mansuban daiman. So is that maf'ul lahu is mansub always? Naam. All maf'ul are mansub. So that is why they are mansub also. Naam. Maza nafham min haza, what we understand from this. So now what is the definition of maf'ul lahu? Kalimatun mansubatun, a word which is mansub, takulu limaza fa'al al-fa'lu, which tells why the fa'il did hazal fail, this fail, why he did this fail. Wahiya takunu daiman masdaran, and this is always masdar. So there was maf'ul lahu, which explains why the fa'il did the action, and is masdar always. So the next one, third one, is al-maf'ul mutlaq. This is very important. Al-maf'ul mutlaq. So here are some examples. Faqad rumiya fin nari ramiyan. He was thrown in the fire. Sa'afsilu rasal qadi an jasadihi faslan. I will sever, or I will cut off the head of the judge from his body. Faslan. So these ramiyan and faslan, they are masdar from the verb which is in the sentence. Faslan is coming from here. Laqad sabarta alayya sabran jamilan. You were patient upon me, sabran jamilan, like sabran jamilan means beautiful patience, or we can say you were very patient upon me. Sarakh al-Qadi surakha man ra'al mauta bi ainihi. The judge, he screamed like screaming of the one who saw the death with his own eyes. So the judge screamed like someone who would scream when he would see the death with his eyes. And the third example, so this is three groups here. So first group and this second and this third one is Sa'altani Swalaini. You asked me two questions. Now the explanation. Nulahizu fil amsilati sabikati, in these previous examples, anna kullal jumlati hiya jumlatun failiyatun, they all verbal sentences. Istakhdamna fiha masdar, we use in them masdar nafsil faili, which is of the same verb. Like in everyone, like I said, Ramiyan is masdar from Rama, Faslan from Fasala, Sabran from Sabara, Surakha from Sarakha, Suwalaini from Sa'ala. So for Ramiya masdar Rama, Faslan masdar Fasala, Sabran masdar Sabara, Surakha masdar Sarakha, wa Suala masdar Sa'ala. وَلِمَاذَا نَسْتَخْدِمُ مَصْدَرَ نَفْسِ الْفِعْلِ الْأَسَاسِيِّ فِي الْجُمْلَةِ. Why we use the masdar of the same verb, same main verb in the sentence. So there are different reasons why we do that. In the first group, in these two examples, يَعْمُلُ الْمَصْدَرُ تَوْكِيدًا لِلْفِعْلِ, we use the same masdar, the masdar of the same verb in the sentence for an emphasis. So these for emphasis purpose. Emphasis of the verb. So to put an emphasis on the verb, we use the masdar of the same verb. Kaifa arafna haza, how we know this? لأننا لم نستخدم بعد المصدر بعد المصدر صفة أو مضاف إليه. Because we did not use after masdar any sifa or any mudaf ilayh. So when we use a masdar in the sentence from the same verb and we don't use any sifa or we don't use any mudaf ilayh, then this group, then this maf'ul then is used for emphasis. And number two, yakulul masdaru, masdar tells ma now ul faili, what is the kind of the fail. So this one is for emphasis, this one is to show the kind of the fail. Fal masdaru yubayyinu nawa sabr al khalifati al arabi. So in this one, when he said, you showed patience upon me like a beautiful patience or good patience or you were very patient. So this is shows the kind of the verb. This yakulu masdaru, the masdar tells the kind of the fail, ma nawul faili. Fal masdaru yubayyinu nawa sabr al khalifati. So the masdar specifies the kind of the sabr of the caliph on the Bedouin. Fayukulu, so it says sabran jamilan, good patience, beautiful patience. But now was surakhil qadi, and then this second sentence, it tells the kind of the screaming, surakhil qadi, of the judge. So which is the kind of surakha man ra'al mauta bi ainihi, is the scream of someone who saw his death with his own eyes. وَكَيْفَ أَرَفْنَا هَذَا, how we know this? لِأَنَّنَا أَسْتَخْدَمْنَا بَعْدَ الْمَصْدَرِ صِفَةً أَوْ مُضَافٍ إِلَيْهِ. So when we use after masdar, we use sifa, like jamilan is the sifa for sabran, or we use mudaf ilayh, like man is mudaf ilayh for surakha, screaming of the one who the person who saw the death with his own eyes. So this is mudaf ilayh, this is sifa. So when this comes like this, then it is then this maf'ul mutlaq, this specifies the kind of the type of the action, the kind of the fail. And when this is without it, so this is for emphasis, this shows emphasis on the verb, and this one maf'ul mutlaq, this shows the type of the action. And number 3, wafi number 3, يقول المصدر في هذه الجزء, Masdar tells in this part ma adada marratin hadus al-faili, how many times the verb, the fail, it happened. Like in this one, number 3, sa'altani swalaini, you asked me 2 questions. So this fail happened twice. The question were asked twice. So this is the number 3. Ismu hazal masdari allazi yuwakkidul fail. So what is the name of the masdar that is used, that is for the emphasis on the fail, or yubayyinu nawahu, or specifies the kind of it, or yubayyinu adada marratin, or specifies the number of times the action happened. What is that called? Is called maf'ul mutlaq, which is so this is the third kind, maf'ul mutlaq. Ismuhu al-maf'ul mutlaq, hal huwa mansub, is some missing, hal huwa mansubun daiman kama fil hazihi al-amsilati, is it mansub always? Yes, no, naam. Yes, so maf'ul has to be mansub regardless of what type it is. So in summary of maf'ul mutlaq, huwa masdaru nafsil fi'li al-asasiyyi fil jumlati. Maf'ul mutlaq is the masdar of the same verb, same main verb in the sentence, and huwa mansub, and is mansub. Nastakhdimuhu li tawkid al-fi'li, we use it for the emphasis of the fail. Indama yakunu biduni sifati or mudaf alayhi, when it is without sifa or mudaf alayhi. When this is without these 2 things, then it is used for emphasis, and when this is with these one of these 2 things, then linubayyina naw al-fi'li, then it specifies the kind of the action. Indama yakunu ba'dahu sifa or mudaf, when there is a sifa or mudaf alayhi after it. And the third one is liyubayyina adada marratin, or it specifies the number of times hadusul faili, the action or the fail happened. So that was the maf'ul mutlaq. Malhuzatun anil maf'ul mutlaq, a note about, there is something to remember, a note about maf'ul mutlaq. There are some examples. Taban, of course. Afwan ya maulai, pardon me, pardon, oh my lord. Uzran ya maulaya, forgive, oh my lord. Ihqaqan lil haqqi ya maulaya, I will establish the truth, oh my lord. So now we see the masdar, but we don't see the verb here. So what is that? Asharhu, the explanation. Maza nulahizu fi hazihil amsilati, what we notice in these examples. Tabda al-jumlatu bi masdiri mansubin, the sentence starts from the masdar which is mansub. Falimaza, and why is that? Li'annana nuridu anna mala tukidan lishay, because we want to show emphasis, to do emphasis on something, because we want to make an emphasis on something, so that is why we do this. So wama wazifatu hazal masdari allazi yuwakidu, what is the function of this masdar which is used for emphasis? This is maf'ul mutlaq. So these are maf'ul mutlaq, but the verb that they are the masdar, they are the masdar, they are mahzuf. وأين فعله, and where is the fail? Because it's محذوف. محذوف لأننا نفهم من الكلام. This is محذوف because we understand it from the statement. فمان الجملة, so when we say طبعا, of course, طبعا of course, then when we say that, that means يتبع طبعا, it will be followed of course. And when we say إحقاقا, that means أحق إحقاقا, I will establish the truth. And when we say afwan, that means afwu afwan, pardon me. And when we say uzran, that means yaziru uzran, means to excuse, he excuses. So this is just a note that it is not always that the verb is present, that the masdar follows the masdar is the from the same verb, but sometimes the verbs are mahzoof, but it is still maf'ul mutlaq. And now this is about the an-naibu anil maf'ul mutlaq, the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq. Sometimes the maf'ul mutlaq is not there and some other word takes its place, so which is called an-naibu anil maf'ul mutlaq, the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq. So let's go through some examples. Intazir qalilan, wait for me a little. Asharhu, ma mana intazir qalilan, what is the meaning of intazir qalilan? Al mana intazir intazaran qalilan. So actually this sentence is intazir intazaran qalilan, and because we see the sifa but we don't see the masdar, so actually the masdar left, the masdar is omitted, but the masdar transferred its action to the next word. So that is why this one called the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq. So for ma wazifatu qalilan fil masali, what is the function of qalilan in the example? Here sifa li maf'ul mutlaq, this is the sifa of the maf'ul mutlaq which is omitted. Walakinna maf'ul mutlaq mahzufun, which is mahzuf. Naam, yes, walizalika nakulu, and that's why we say innaha naibun anil maf'ul mutlaq, that this is the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq. And now take this another example. Ana aqdiru alayha kullal maqdirati, I am able on it, I am fully capable of doing it, of upon it, fully capable. Kullal maqdirati, I am fully capable of to do something upon it. So this is the explanation. Ma mana hazihi jumlati, what is the meaning of this sentence? Manaha ana aqdiru, I am able to, maqdiratan kamilatan, I am able to, fully capable, I am fully capable of to do something. Wa kaifa arafna haza, and how we know this? Lianna kalima kulla, because this kulla is mudaf, wal mudaf ilayhi huwa masdarul fi'l al-asasi, and because this is mudaf and this is maqdira is from the verb, which is the masdar from the verb qadara yaqdiru, this verb is masdar is mudaf ilayhi. So when the masdar is mudaf ilayhi and kulla is mudaf in the sentence, so then kulla becomes the deputy of the masdar because there is no maf'ul mutlaq, so kulla becomes naibun anil maf'ul mutlaq. Wama wazifatu kullal maqdirati, kulla is naibun anil maf'ul mutlaq wal maqdira is mudaf ilayhi. So when this comes as mudaf ilayhi, what is mudaf becomes the naib, the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq, that is why is mansub. This another example. For fashiltu marrataini, I failed twice. Fi hazihi jumlatil failiyati ma wazifatun marrataini, what is the function of marrataini? Hiya taqulu lana ma adadu marratin hadusul faili with zabti, this tells us how many times the fail happened, exactly how many times the fail happened. So he said, when he said I failed twice, so then that happened twice. وَوَظِيفَتُهَا كَوَظِيفَةِ الْمَفْعُولِ الْمُطْلَقِ, and its function is the same as مفعول مطلق. al-mubayyin lil-adl, which is further specifies the number of the actions. But we don't see that masdar here, but the purpose of this is the same as that masdar. فَهَلْ هِيَ مَفْعُولٌ مُطْلَقٌ مُبَيِّنٌ لِلْعَدَدِ, so is that مفعول مطلق? So when we don't see the masdar of the same verb, but we see another word which is doing the same function, so the question is that then maf'ul mutlaq? La, no, because this is not the masdar of the same verb. No, here naibun anil maf'ul mutlaq, so this is then called the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq. Naibun anil maf'ul mutlaq li'annaha qalat adada marratin hadusul fi'li, because this tells that how many times the fail happened. وَلَكِنَّهَا لَيْسَتْ masdar, but this is not masdar al-fail al-asasi of the same verb, main verb in the sentence, because this is not the same the masdar of the same verb, so we cannot call it maf'ul mutlaq. We can say that it is naibun anil maf'ul mutlaq. Maza nafhamu min haza, so what we understand from this? This is the summary of naibun anil maf'ul mutlaq. Indama nastakhdimu sifa al maf'ul mutlaq wa nahzifuhu min al jumla, when we use sifa of the maf'ul mutlaq and omit the maf'ul mutlaq, or we use the sifa of the maf'ul mutlaq without maf'ul mutlaq, takunu hazihi sifatu naiban anil maf'ul mutlaq, then this sifa is the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq. Indama nastakhdimu kalima kulla mudafatan, when we use the word kulla as mudaf, and the masdar wal masdara mudafun lay, and the masdar of the same verb is mudaf lay, then tukulu kalimatu kulla, then this word kulla becomes naib anil maf'ul mutlaq, is the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq. And another possibility is indama nastakhdimu kalima marrataini or salasa marratin, when we use the word like marrataini or salasa marratin, 2 times, 2 or 3 times, or ayya kalimatin or something like this, tubayyinu adada, which specifies the adad, the number. وَلَيْسَتْ masdar, but it is not masdar al-fail al-asasi of the main verb. Fil jumlati, in the sentence, takunu hazihil kalamatu, then these words, whatever these are, numbers, then they become naiban anil maf'ul mutlaq, then they will become the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq. So this is the exception of the maf'ul mutlaq, and we don't call it maf'ul mutlaq, we will call them naibun anil maf'ul mutlaq. So maf'ul mutlaq, it left, but it transferred its power to other words, which became the deputy of the maf'ul mutlaq. So this completes the rules of this lesson. From in the next session we will study the main lesson. Ana awwalul mu'minin, I am the first of the believers. So I am going to stop it here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.